this video? I bet you did. Don't forget to subscribe, comment down below, hit that like button, and don't forget to share. What's going on, Model Maniacs? Jbookie back at the bench, and today we're going to be putting together this T14 Armata main battle tank by Zvezda in 1/72 scale. I can't wait. I heard it's a great kit. Let's do it. As with any Zvezda kit, opening this box will lead you to a very nicely laid out presentation. The first thing we're met with when we open this box is Zvezda's always excellent instruction sets. I've never had a problem putting together one of their kits reading these manuals, and it's in English and Russian, and also gives a little bit of history about the vehicle that you're putting together. In this case, the T14 Armata. Detailed and to the point, exactly how I like them. Individually packaged sprues, which is always a nice feature. Excuse me while I eviscerate this bag to get to the delicious goodies inside. These parts have excellent detail, are mostly clear of imperfection with the exception of some ejector pin marks, and just generally look good. Zvezda has always made a good looking kit. One-piece plastic track assemblies which actually bend and stay in place, unlike most Revell kits, which are hot garbage. Got that paint guide with traditional parade colors, and some kind of weird camo which I've never seen before on an Armata in any reference photo, so not going to be doing that today. And last but not least, some water slide decals, which I don't plan on using either because I've never seen insignia on an Armata. It's too new. Quick word of caution, I found this orphaned piece in the box. It must have broke off somehow. Be careful, there's a lot of small pieces in this kit. As always, we're going to start this video out right by cutting out these pieces with my Tamiya sharp side cutters. I love these things. Not much to clean except for some pieces of sprue gate, which you have to do with every model. Thank God, Zvezda likes one-piece barrels. This is fantastic. However, there's one problem. It doesn't have a muzzle, so we're going to make one. In order to make this very easy modification, I get my pin vise with one of the smallest bits that I have in the kit, and I start by making a pilot hole. Once the pilot is made and you're convinced that you're using the right size bit, go back in and finish the job and drill down into the barrel. When you stop drilling out plastic with the first bit you use, move up one size and start to hollow out that muzzle a little bit and make it look more accurate. And voila, you have a muzzle now. A good bond starts with a good glue. That's why I'm using Tamiya Extra Thin. It is my first choice out of all the other glues available. Would it be a Zvezda kit if it weren't for small parts being made of really, really, really small parts? This kit has individual suspension arms, which makes fitting wheels a breeze. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when I drop new content. So here was the only really bad part about this kit. These side armor brackets were like super fiddly, they were hard to clean, and they had half moon pegs that did not want to go inside the slots. So if you get this kit, just be careful of that. Build's complete, time to move on to painting and weathering. This T14 Armata by Zvezda has been an absolute breeze to put together. 150 or so parts. I couldn't have enjoyed it anymore. I recommend this to anyone. Such an easy kit. It is time to prime. We use that Vallejo black primer mixed with some Vallejo airbrush flow improver to get that nice juicy prime concoction going, which is going to be sprayed from my Badger Velocity with a 0.5 needle and tip set in it at 25 psi. After leaving the primer to cure for a few hours, I decided to base coat in MIG dark green from the mythical Russian color set. Alright, base coating's out of the way, everything's dry. Now we can focus on highlights. I'm going to add a little bit of that white and a little bit of yellow into the pot of that dark green. And I'm going to focus on hatches, raised details, that sort of thing. Bring a little bit more visual interest to this build. Now it's time to blend in some of those tonal variations. Here you can see it's a little bit too stark, so I'm just going to feather it in. I know what you're thinking. Why am I highlighting individual panels on the side armor like there's some kind of fading going on? That shouldn't be, because this is a vehicle that's only like a year old or so. Well, to tell you the truth, no one wants to look at a build that is one color, because that is boring. Also, it's Russian, so the paint, tends to vary. Not going to unify all these different tones with a light green, so they're all still going to show through. It's just going to look a lot less dramatic and cartoony, I guess is a good word for it. Time to give these tracks some color and character. We're going to be spraying some ammo gunmetal down. It's a good base for any type of weathering that you want to do to modern tank tracks that don't have a lot of beat-upness to them. Did I just say beat-upness? I think I just made a new word up. I probably should stop drinking right now. Despite the fact that we did quite a bit of modulation here, and it does look pretty good on its own, I still think it's missing something. So we're going to go over the lower boundaries of this vehicle with a really light coat of Vallejo dust, just to break up the green. And then we're going to spray over all of this with a darker shade color. I know I forgot to do the detail painting, but we're going to make up for that right now. I'm going to take some Tamiya Clear Red and go over this vehicle's optics. I also need to paint the barrel on this remote machine gun. I also need to paint these tow cables! So here comes that darker color I talked about. This is going to be an NC-1200 protectant. It's a newer color that the Russian army uses. It's like a green blue. I like it, and I think it fits really well with the other modulation that's going on. "50 Shades of Russian Green." Not bad, skis. I think this came out really good. Now, the thing is, when you have a newer vehicle that you really can't beat the shit out of, color modulation is definitely the way to go if you want to bring some kind of visual interest to your build. I definitely see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it is bright. But there's a couple things I need to do to bring this build full circle, and one of those things is a pin wash. I've taken some Winsor & Newton burnt sienna oil and mixed it in with some AK odorless enamel thinner, and I get this nice deep brown panel liner. It's going to give this build more character and make these details really stand out. The best thing about oils is how versatile they are. So out of that same concoction that I made the panel liner with, I thinned it out a little bit more, and now I'm using it as a wash. And it's really making these greens pop out and shift ever so slightly. Now it's time for some streaking effects. I'm going to start out with some homemade rain that I made out of some Vallejo paint, with a little bit of water, and some dish soap. And this is just going to recreate what it would look like if some rain hit the vehicle and ran over the sides onto the armor skirts and left some dirty, gross deposit behind. now we switch gears to some AK streaking grime for modern vehicles. I really like this effect. It's one of my go-tos for the pre-made stuff when I am building modern armor. It just looks good on a variety of different colors, and it cleans up really, really nice with odorless enamel thinner and a flat brush. And before anyone freaks out, yes, I did paint my road wheels, as you can see. Right now, I'm just going to be adding a little bit of Vallejo sand wash just to break up this plain Jane gunmetal and make it look like the vehicle's actually been used somewhat. There's bound to be some kind of dust or other accumulated garbage that gets in between the tank treads, so this is just going to make it look a little bit better. And to seal the deal, no pun intended, we're going to be spraying this entire build down with Vallejo satin varnish. It's going to lock in all these colors, protect your work, and just, again, shift the color ever so slightly and give you a different effect. So, I like satin varnish. Not too dull, not too bright. It's like right there at the sweet spot. We are done. This vehicle is destined for my shelf to join the others. And to tell you the truth, this is one of the better builds I've had in recent memory. This Zvezda T14 Armata is a beautiful kit. It went together extremely easily, and it did not take a whole lot of time to get the desired effect. And it's also a beautiful vehicle in real life, so there's that. This is where we part ways, but not for long, because I'm going to be back with another build, another modern armor kit, which I think you all are going to enjoy. As a reminder, if you like my content, please hit that subscribe button, don't forget to hit the like, and don't forget to share. And I'll see you guys again. Stay safe, everyone. See you later.